I have a call from Kenneth Kurtz Garrett, an inmate of Newton County Jail. This call may be recorded and monitored. Press 1 to accept. Press 2 to block calls from... Hello?
In the American criminal justice system, a defendant is presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in the court of law.
I will do a jig. I'll literally jump up and click my heels together when they solve this one.
Other than being sincerely passionate about finding Abby and Liberty's murderer, I also want to see Gray Hughes do the jig. What do you think, Garrett?
Yep.
If you guys at home also would like to see Gray try and pull off the jig, put it in a comment down below. All joking aside, guys, I'm going to rewind a little bit, not back to the beginning of this investigation. However, I am going to go back to this interview Superintendent Doug Carter gave after he conducted the April 22nd, 2019 press conference, announcing that they were heading in a new investigative direction, as well as releasing the second sketch and video clip.
Almost everything they need.
I can't think of a time in my entire career or in many other careers that we have the voice of the person we believe is the killer, a photograph of who we believe is connected to the murders, and even a snippet of how he moves.
Carter says more information could be released in the future, but for now, this is what we're getting, and he thinks it's enough.
Somebody knows.
He cautions you to remember the two sketches are not photographs.
I believe that eventually we're going to be able to say, this person's the killer, and there's a combination of those two images that'll land on his face, whatever that might look like.
The bridge guy who is suspected of murdering Abigail Williams and Liberty German was captured on Liberty's phone saying, quote, "Guys, down the hill."
Down the hill. Guys? Down the hill. Yeah, because, like, further down south, it's, like, it would be 2 o'clock there, but it's 1 o'clock here.
Okay, I see. So, okay, guys, the voice that you hear in that clip and will hear interviewed throughout the rest of this, his name is Garrett Kurtz. If that rings a bell to you guys, it may be because he is currently incarcerated at Newton County Jail in Indiana, awaiting trial, and is charged with the murder and torture of Nichole Bowen. His former girlfriend, Ashley Garth, who also comes up in the second half of this, is also charged with participating in Nichole Bowen's murder and torture as well. However, she is released on bond, currently awaiting trial. As you guys can see in this photo, there's two pictures of what is the same horse. One was taken from the Inside Edition interview with Ron Logan after the Delphi murders, and the other was directly taken from Garrett's Facebook page, and I did have the opportunity to ask him about this, so let's take a listen.
Logan is one of my dad's childhood friends. I've known Ron my whole life.
Of Ron Logan's horse with a horse in your Facebook or something? Like, there's all kinds of things, Garrett.
I mean, of course there's pictures of Ron's horses on my Facebook. I mean, I've been out there my whole life.
That's what you said. People are taking that to mean you did it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Fucking ignorant. I don't understand. You know, like, I don't understand how people can say something like that without them knowing that. You know what I mean? There's no evidence that ties me to that. There's no DNA. There's no proof. You know. And honestly, I can't tell you where I was at February 13th or the 14th because I've gotten high since then.
Well, I was gonna say you were using, so you might, you know.
I want to say I was working at Packers because I did have a job at Packers around that time.
What's Packers?
Indiana Packers in Delphi, the hog plant.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna jump forward in the interview. We initially were speaking. I had questions regarding former Judge Curtis Fouts. So that just kind of gives you some context of what we were conversing up to this point.
Well, really, I mean, the only case I had in Carroll County was a domestic battery with my girlfriend. And
wait,
well, I had Curtis Fouts.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, he was my judge, but I don't have court there till August, and with this case here in Newton County that
That's the one I was kind of talking about, but that's not him?
no.
Okay, so you said Moulton, that's someone different.
Moulter is the judge here, and really, I think you should be doing a report on Newton County, because this place is corrupt as a motherfucker, excuse my French.
I am following this wherever it goes. Do you know anything personally? Did he treat you fairly, etc.?
I don't think I was treated fairly, no, because with the circumstantial evidence against me that I had, see, me and my girlfriend had gotten into it, and, she put her hands on me, I put my hands on her. Basically what it was is self-defense. I had bite marks on my back and everything.
Oh,
and all I was trying to do is get her off of me. When
well,
I went to jail,
they say that they arrest someone no matter what in domestic, like someone's going to jail. Girl or boy, yeah. So you just feel voiceless, basically.
yeah, Fouts, because a lot of people think that Curtis Fouts had something to do with those two little girls getting killed in Delphi.
Me from the future interjecting. This was the exact moment in my first interview with Garrett that I realized I needed to kind of shift gears and ask more about Delphi.
Personally, I don't think that, I think the whole county, Carroll County, is corrupt anyway, because they do what they want.
As long as you're the powerful, right?
Yeah, like, my family comes from money, and it seems like they always, like, I had a drug problem, that's the whole reason why this case in Newton County happened, the case in Carroll County happened, I'm a drug addict. And, like, meth ruined my whole life. I mean, look, I'm involved in a homicide because of meth, that's the whole reason why this whole thing happened. And a lot of people, especially Newton County, like, they don't see me for who I am, they just see me for what happened. With a plea bargain for 45 years, for me to take a polygraph for the homicide in Delphi of those two little girls. And I took a polygraph, and I passed it. Well, one of the questions they asked me, I answered a question, and then they asked me a question, like, back to back. So, like, I was still trying to comprehend, my mind was still trying to comprehend another one, so they said that it was deceptive. So basically what they did, Drinsky, the prosecutor here, said, well, since you didn't pass the polygraph, we're going to take the 45-year plea off the table. So that's what happened. Then my lawyer came to see me about a month ago and told me that they wanted me to sign 60 years or go to trial. Fuck you, I ain't signing 60 years. I'm 22 years old. You think I want to get out when I'm 80? I have no filter, I don't care what anybody thinks what I have. If they don't like it, fuck them. That's how I feel about it. If you had any run-ins with Fouts, Ron Logan, that'd be your best person to talk to,
Do you think that there's a possibility that he was set up by powerful people? You don't have to name who, or even if you don't think so, just honestly.
Yeah, I do, because they've had it out for Ron, for a long time.
Was it meth? That there were other people involved? What happened
was my girlfriend, I don't see my girlfriend no more. I wish she'd get hit by a car. But what happened was, my girlfriend, I was seeing this girl, because my girlfriend was cheating on me, so I broke it off her and I started seeing this other girl. Well, I came up here to get my clothes one night with this other girl, and, she came in, my girlfriend and her ended up getting into a fight, and one thing led to another, and that's how all this shit happened. And she's trying to point the finger at me and act like, she was scared of me and all this.
I think I know who you're talking about. Hold on, where's my folder? Is the last name start with a G?
Yep, Garth.
Are you guys still together?
No. Hell no.
I told you about moral injury. That kind of what this is, drug-related and accidental?
Yeah, pretty much.
So why do you think that Miss Garth is let out on bond?
Well, personally, that girl's never told us the truth in her life, never. And, personally, I don't lie. That's one thing I don't do. I was never raised to do that. Well, the reason they let her out is because, they said that, because I'm the one that said that we were both a part of it. Her DNA came back. Well, the reason she got a bond and I don't is because she didn't, admit to it. She shouldn't be out. And her bond was only $5,000 on a murder. And I've heard through the grapevine, I don't know if it's true or not, but I've heard that she's agreed to testify against me for 5 years probation and house arrest, which I don't know how the fuck that makes sense, but.
Are you coping okay with just the mental aspect, like the moral injury? I know.
I'm all right. But see, I have no issue talking about that. But report on it or what? But,
Why don't you tell them that you want to take the polygraph again? Because if they told you that and then pulled the deal off, that seems to me like... Are we talking about Yeah, Delphi girls, not the Flora girls, right?
What?
Do you know about the Flora?
Yeah, with the fire?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're talking about the one in Delphi.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, because there's...
Yeah.
So how do you know Ron Logan? Because your dads were friends?
Yeah, I've known Ron Logan my whole life. They've tried pinning it on me.
Well, that's what you said. Do you think they're asking you because you and your family know Logan?
Well, they asked me, like, they said that my phone pinned on the cell phone tower in Delphi that day and all, but that's bullshit. I wasn't in Delphi that day.
Me from the future again. I want to make sure that everyone keeps in mind the fact that Delphi is a very small town, and members of law enforcement, the media, as well as people close to the case have confirmed that due to the small proximity of the town, that it is possible for a cell phone to ping off of more than one tower, even if it's staying in the same place. Law enforcement was actually responding to a question regarding an interview on the news the night they went missing, saying that Libby's phone was pinging all over town. It's also important to keep in the back of your mind the fact that law enforcement may not actually have proof that his phone was pinging that night. Maybe they do. Probably likely they do. But maybe it's them, bluffing in an interrogation to see if someone's being deceptive.
It seems like they just try to make up shit, and then when they question me, like 4 detectives bombarded me. They're like, "Well, if you know something, it's got to be weighing on your conscience." I said, "Don't try to guilt trip me, motherfucker, because I didn't have nothing to do with that shit."
Did they come in thinking they already had their mind made up, or did they come in with an open mind? It seems like
They
they're just...
came in with the detective that came to pick me up, that took me down to the police post to take that polygraph. He even told me himself that he didn't think that I did something like that. So I had somebody on my side, and when we got down there, and the detective that brought me back was the same one that took me. He let me smoke a cigarette, bought me McDonald's.
So what does your lawyer say?
My lawyer was actually pretty upset with Drinsky, the prosecutor, because he thought it was bullshit. He thought they could fuck me.
Just from what you said, Garrett, it sounds like, they could try and pin that on you. That's just my opinion from what you said about, like, the deal.
Yeah.
Do you know the German family? Or wait.
No, I don't.
No, okay. Okay, tell me that. Do you know Ron? You've been to his property, though?
Oh, yeah, I grew up there,
Why do you think the girls got across the river? Do you think they ran? Or do you think someone put them on Logan's property?
Really, I don't know. I'd have to think about that. But 47 seconds left. You put on the text message that you sent me.
Oh, I know.
50 cents a piece.
Yeah, they kept sending. But I will add more money, okay, Garrett?
Okay.
Okay.
I'll call you back as soon as I can. I'll let you know.
Okay, then our phone call got cut off. So that's what I'm going to share with you guys today from my initial interview with Garrett. Look out for videos to come in the future, because I already have conducted a second interview with him, which is about an hour long, where I drill down on some of the questions that I've asked him in this interview. And we go into quite extensive conversation regarding the charges he has pending in relation to the horrible tragedy and death of Nichole Bowen, as well as the horrible tragedy and death of Mr. Ray Hanish, as well as we go pretty deep into Delphi and just his experience with law enforcement and his cooperation thus far. If you guys want to hear more in the future, make sure you are subscribed, hit the notification bell, and depending on what you thought, give it a thumbs up or thumbs down, and make sure to keep an eye out, because there is lots more coming in the future, and guys, it gets extremely interesting. So stay tuned.